What's happening, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. To my left is Jeff. How we doing, Jeff?
How we doing? Doing great. Thanks for having me on the show today. We got little Jeff here as well, so he'll be joining us.
Now, you're in a different spot, Jeff, than we normally see you.
You know, normally we're in the living room, and today we are in the man cave at our house, little Jeff and I's man cave. So yeah, we have a little A-frame kind of attic thing we got up here. This is where we do all the editing and playing some PlayStation and stuff like that. Jeff's over here on something. He's been bugging me to get Unity. He wants to start making video games. So.
Whoa. That's intense. So, yeah, for those that are our regular viewers, we had a massive disaster in the studio. Our switcher and main computer dead. Don't even know why. Yeah, thank you. You can hear Holly, but we can't switch to her.
That's okay.
We have Lily here as well, and she's trying to manage some of the things at the table. She'll be here. You can hear them, but you will not see them. We have Jeff from Texas streaming in via my phone. My iPhone is sitting. If you want to see what we're actually doing here, you'll have to tune in to my Instagram account. We'll post a picture of how we've done this. iPhone literally sitting on my Yeti water bottle. Like if I touch my table.
Another reason everybody should have iPhones.
And a Yeti.
And a Yeti.
This is poor man's studio stuff here, Jeff.
Hey, you got to do it like that sometimes.
You
sometimes.
Do. And so
live and die by technology, right?
So trying to figure things out. I forgot to put the glasses on, so let's get those on so that when I look above my camera to look at you, everybody doesn't have to go, what's going on? So we have a lot of questions for Jeff because you've been mobbing. We have video and all kinds of stuff we're going to play of you, Jeff, because on your Instagram account right now, you've been shredding your one wheel like nobody's business.
Hold on. They can't see me but can hear me. They can see you but can't hear you.
What?
Okay.
Oh, is that?
Let us know in the chat if you will, if you can hear Scott.
Yeah, so. Welcome. If you've missed it, give us a thumbs up in the chat that you can hear me. We definitely, our studio is under the weather at the moment, and it's not normal.
Much as our house is.
And so we are trying to fight through it. So hopefully you let us know you can hear us as we want to do as best as we can. We didn't want to cancel the show today because we have Jeff with us, and Jeff's been killing it. You've been killing it, Jeff. Can I ask how your body is handling all the falls that you keep posting on Instagram?
Dude, for some reason, we're going to knock on wood, but I think being short is finally winning.
Yes. In the one-wheeled world.
Yes. Yes. It's a less of a fall to the ground. I'm just kind of compact, so when I hit, it's like everything hits at once versus like your arm is way over here and then a tall person's leg is way over there. That's got to be bad on the body. Mine's just like a real quick boom, and then I'm here I go. Keep rolling away.
You are bouncing back. You're bouncing up real fast, which is impressive. But the falls are gnarly, man. I don't know how. Honestly, based on your footage you're sending us, your one wheel's being more abused than your body.
Oh, well, I think so. Yeah, I got a one wheel back today, so we got two fresh one wheels back in the slab. But yeah, I think the one wheel's taking the most of the abuse for sure, 1,000%.
Yeah, so you posted the other day, again, for those, this is an interview with Jeff. Our technology is crashing and burning. If you missed that at the beginning of today, we are using an iPhone, streaming it wireless into a computer that is streaming this entire thing wireless over the internet. I can't even explain that technology. We're going to do our best today. We do have the ladies to my left and right that you can't see.
Hey.
That was very hard for me to tell you who said hey first, but you got...
This is Lily.
There you go, Lily.
This is Holly.
And this is Holly. For those that watch this as a podcast, you'll know no different. For those that watch it for the interaction of all of us, let me explain to you what the ladies are wearing at the moment. Holly's wearing a hoodie with a top part is off-white with green towards the bottom and Ugg boots.
Ugg boots.
And her hair is very trendy at the moment. She says, frizz is in.
It's not frizzy. It's just...
Got body.
It's just kind of air dried.
Okay, hold on. Actually, I forgot. I could do this. This is not professional, but we're doing it. I'm going to hold it as smooth as I can.
Hey, everybody.
I love how you feel like you need to talk louder. You don't.
Yeah. What's that, Lily?
You don't need to talk
louder.
That's Holly.
That was Holly. Here's Lily.
Oh, my bad, Holly. I'm sorry.
What's that, Lily?
Yeah, why are you...
She cracks me up.
She's ridiculous.
She cracks me up.
Ridiculous.
Wait,
Okay.
aren't you going to describe what I'm wearing?
No, they just saw you. I forgot I could
But
do
I
this.
feel neglected.
Lily's wearing the neon glow in the dark.
It doesn't
Corduroy
actually glow in the
jacket.
dark, but
Is it
it's kind of like an oversized.
Yeah, that's corduroy.
corduroy.
It's definitely too big. It's
neon
about 4
green.
sizes too big for her.
Oversized. No, it's literally size small.
We are back in the 90s, folks.
Okay, there we go. Jeff doesn't care about this, nor does
The
anyone.
90s were. Hey, no, I care about it. You ladies look great. I'm thinking I need to probably do a better job on my wardrobe next time because you guys are actually like, a TV show. I'm over here in my attic, with my same shirt I wear every day.
We take this very seriously, Jeff.
Jeff, but we're having so many technical difficulties. We are literally,
I can't
are in
tell.
the garage.
I really can't. I really can't. I've been getting MVP, VIP service since you guys have texted me 15 minutes ago with the link. I mean, I'm feeling like I'm in my trailer with my M&Ms color coordinated. We're good.
And how would you take your M&Ms? Just so we know when we first meet you, because we've interviewed quite a bit on this channel, but we've never actually met you yet. So what are your particular M&Ms you would like us to hand deliver to you at some point?
Man, M&Ms and a chocolate chip cookie, like an M&M cookie, like that's my favorite.
I'm so here
Wait,
for that.
the M&M's in
Yeah.
the cookie?
Yeah, you want some baked in.
Okay.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be there to eat that.
You'll be there. All right, Jeff. Let's get to some more questions for you. One, you posted something that I was aware of, and I'm like, sometimes I forget just some of the things you pick up along the way of different little components you can put on your one wheel because you had a problem and you're just like, I'm going to fix that. You posted an Instagram story, I think it was 2 weeks ago maybe, about the Tech Rail plug adapter that holds in your power supply, right? You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. It's the Tech Rail harness.
It's called a motor cable retainer.
There you go. We had pictures of it and everything, but it is so awesome. I've been where you were. Yours fell out, I'm assuming, from your post right before that where you used hot glue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot glue will work, but maybe that's what's causing my barrels to fry. Maybe someone told me there's no way because like of the heat that it keeps in, like there's just no way that's causing it. But when I use my cable retainer, I've had no problems with that. But I had 3 boards and only 1 retainer. Matthew, I'm sorry, dude. I was supposed to email you about. He's supposed to be sending me some, so thanks for reminding me. I'm gonna get some more. But yeah, dude, the teeth that come in that little plastic thing, for some reason, I had the worst luck with those. And my cable always is never snug without some sort of retainer or something to hold it in place.
Yeah, I when I changed the enduro tire, so sometime midsummer or whenever that was, and I went out to test drive it. I'm on dirt road, bouncing all over the place in the chunk, and it fell out while I was doing 20 plus miles an hour, and I ate that dirt and was missing a lot of skin. And I was like, what is the problem? And I thought I had ruined something. Then I realized, oh, wait, that thing came loose. It worked itself out. So then I did shoe glue because I was concerned about the heat. I don't know if they even still make shoe glue.
Shoe glue?
Yeah, they do.
Shoe glue?
Yeah, I use
shoe goo. Shoe goo. You're talking about shoe goo, right?
Yeah, what I used
Never
to put on
heard
my
of it.
skateboard and shoot when the grip tape would wear a hole in it, you put the shoe goo on top of it. It's still kind of adhesive. It seals it. It's waterproof, but
Are
it's
you
not
saying
hot.
glue without the L?
Goo.
Oh,
G-O-O.
Yeah, you are saying glue without the L.
Yeah, I was saying goo. Look, Jeff is not. He said, "Look at the screen." Jeff's
That
going, "You
girl.
crazy?"
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm just trying to stay in
Lily,
the conversation.
you just forgot, Lily. You know what? You're a skater chick, all right? You know what's up. You forgot. That's all. We got you.
If you could have seen her face when you called
When
her
you called her a skater
Do
chick.
skater chicks use it even if they were born in the early 2000s?
Yes, they might have a new name for
yeah.
it.
I'm just kidding. I'm not that young.
No,
Heck yeah, they did.
All right,
They
I
were
know
having
what shoe
parties.
glue is.
we're gonna drop a video. 2 days in a row, I've been trying to get a video out about that Tech Rail.
I was going to say
harness.
about shoe glue?
No, the harness, because again, before that I was trying shoe glue and it worked for a while, but it eventually wears out and gets all kind of dusty on it.
Wait, you've shoe glue? Oh gosh, you've used shoe glue in my presence?
No, you weren't around. I was remedying a problem of it falling, that harness
You
falling
have
out.
shoe glue inside?
Not anymore. It went on my one wheel. Wow. Were you tracking with the story here?
Hey, since
I
he's
feel like I
known
missed
you
out on
and
the
since
shoe
you've
goo.
been alive, he's used shoe goo.
Yes.
It's for shoes.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
Jeff.
just kidding.
Jeff, if you were
I'm just
The one thing about shoe goo versus hot glue is I feel like shoe goo has a very like Sharpie. The smell of shoe goo is probably bad for us. So since I've used it, not too long ago, I'm gonna say hot glue is probably the best bet. And it's like shoe goo is a little like it's a little messy in comparison too.
It
But,
is. It's
dude. If that's all you had, that's all you had.
That's all I had. But I really, and my concern was the heat. I was like, I don't want.
I own shoe goo.
Oh, she just Googled it, by the way. That was her going.
What did I say,
Oh,
Lily? I
that's
told
what
you.
he's talking about.
I bought it for my boots once.
Yeah, it's messy. You don't
It
have
is
the application of
messy.
it isn't as nice as the hot glue. Nonetheless,
Sorry.
that didn't work as well as this tech. They can go. It's sorry for everyone, the viewers or listening. We had all this wrote down where you could go, but it's techrailsproducts.com. Is it, Jeff, where they can go see these things? Is that right? Do you remember?
Yeah, it is TechRails product. To be honest, I think it's like some sort of TechRails Shopify. We're gonna figure all that out and make it a little more simpler for people to
I'm gonna
find
find it.
his stuff.
Yeah,
but
it is not that
'cause
memorable because you can
well,
go.
it's a niche market of people that come in, right? So
Yes.
he's still kind of like getting it all figured out. Because if you go to techrails.com, a lot of the stuff isn't on there. But if you go to the Shopify one that you find through the TechRails discussion page, all
Yes.
his stuff is on there. So,
Yeah, because you go to the other thing.
discussions to be had.
If you go to the other just
I found 'em.
techrail.com, you end up with like Tesla parts that are created and things of that nature, right?
Shout out Tesla. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just found all the Tesla stuff.
Okay, so you're not on the right.
So tech forum products myshopify.com.
That's it. And
I
then-
see tech rail guards $25.
Yeah, but now you want the harness. If you turn that around, I can kind of help. But if everybody goes to it,
I'm confused.
yeah, we can even put a picture up if you can
Oh,
find
wait.
it.
Oh, wait. No, that's the Tesla.
You guys are killing me. My setup team or my
These?
no, that it's a harness adapter. Oh my gosh,
I'm not
Jeff, she
seeing
keeps
it.
sending me like the
Okay, so-
rail guards for the 357.
Tech rails discussion group?
Oh my gosh, you're killing me.
Yeah, that's like
He just
everyone
said
that
Tech Rail.
like buys his stuff is for sure in that group. And I think what's happened is he's like built a clientele
Found
off
it.
like the Facebook groups. And when he makes a batch, he pretty much sells out like immediately because everyone in these groups have been like waiting for it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so eventually what's going to happen is we're going to stock up and have an awesome, clean website that's going to just be full of stock. We're going to go there. We're going to have rails. We're going to have wheels. We're going to have different things, miscellaneous. And it's going to be amazing. And we're going to have parties. And we're going to drink our teas. And it's going to be great.
Drink our
But until
teas.
then, we need to be on the Shopify tech rail discussion thing.
Yes.
I mean, if you know, you know. It's kind of like a rare little lane. Like, I mean, it's awesome products. If you want these awesome
Yes.
products, you may be kind of rare to those products. But
Yeah.
eventually,
Is this-
we're going to hook it up.
This is somebody, Jeff, you're going to be partnering with them? Is
Jeff
that
rides the 357 rails. It's
Gotcha.
the rails that
Okay.
look cut out. I don't know. They look
it's all
spider
coming together?
web-ish.
Yep. Okay.
They're all on this website, which you posted this morning. I don't know if it was late last night or this morning, and you posted, it was like, yes. And I go and they're all sold out. I was like, dang it.
It was yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, they sold out the day of.
I missed it yesterday.
And so another batch is coming out in the next like 2 weeks. So people that are viewing this today, put your money to the side if you want some 357s because they're coming and they're amazing. And
And they're-
also, while we're talking about 357s, I mean, dude, we're gonna have the Jeff Adair rails version
Yeah,
of the
come
357s
on.
with a cool, yes, with a cool color that's not released yet.
So you can't tell us the color.
Let's get it. Well,
What
it's
if we
probably
guess?
going to be a bluish tint of some sort because I love blue, but it's not the blue that's in the picture from the first batch.
Okay.
I totally thought you were going to say purple and gold.
No, he's not saying that.
One day.
One
No,
day.
I mean, purple and gold is awesome for like football teams, but for like my personal
Good answer.
color, You know, I mean, I'm thinking some sort of blue, some sort of like black or gray, silver. I don't know. Is that two Dallas Cowboys? I'm not even really a big football fan, but
It
Yeah,
kind of
don't
is.
get
It's
me
okay.
started.
It kind of is, but it's okay.
Yeah, I like those 357s. The more I watch you ride on them, I'm like, I want to. But then I've got to be honest, Jeff, when I went in, because they've been sold out forever, and then you announced, I was like, oh, what's the cost? $840, I think, a little bit more for the gold ones or something, but $840. That was Holly over there going,
all right, check it out. So when Matthew Shoemaker bursted into the market, he was like, you know what? I'm not interested really, or you know what? I don't want to quote him with that, but I know he said he wanted to make the high performance parts for Onewheels, right? And so, yes, his price point is a little high in comparison, but guess what? Tune in, everyone that's here. Listen to what I'm going to say.
Listen
We
in.
have some 357 rails coming out that are in the $400 range. They're not going to have the cool cutout, and they're not going to have the 4 different height adjustments. They're going to be just stock 357s. Bone
Okay,
stock.
still good.
However, they're going to be in the competitive range as the other rails. So
yeah, that's great. Because I do think when I saw, like when I say they're spendy, I think you get a lot of benefit in the cutouts. Again, sorry for not having a picture for those that don't understand, but if you could just imagine, give us the percentage of tilt on the back of the 357s, Jeff. What is it? The
for
angle?
sure. All right. So overall, the 357s, in comparison to the stock rails, in the front, there's a 3.5 pitch up. In the back, there's a 7 pitch up. 10% lighter. And the aluminum that we're using is 50% stronger than the rails that come with the stock GT. Okay. The stock GTs are 60-61 aluminum. We use the 70-75 aluminum. And so the proof is in the pudding, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
The 357s are where it's at. So
Yeah.
coming soon will be the ones that aren't cut out, won't have the cool axle carriers, but will be around $450. So let's get it.
Yeah, that's great.
Nice.
Again, if somebody's really looking to be competitive in the racing league until you get to the last event, the race for the rails, there's an advantage. Lighter, doesn't overheat. The angles in the back and the front, I'm watching you get things that other stock riding GTs are not getting. And so it's massive. I like the look.
Okay, did you just allude to then it wouldn't be stock enough to be in Race for the Rails?
Yeah, there's no way I would be really surprised if they let that, right, Jeff?
So, you can't use them for Race for the Rail, but here's the reason they're important. The reason they're important is like everyone's got a fast board that they're qualifying with. All right. So if you're like one of those guys that are like, I'm only riding stock so I can like kill that Race for the Rails, stock only. Well, dude, you're going to have to really go hard versus all the people that are using the rails, dude, because we're going to have better times than the stock rails, right? But then people like us that use the aftermarket rails, we also have to put the time in on the stock. So once we elevate to the Race for the Rail, or we're racing in those last races of the sanctioned races, you got to be able to ride stock. So you got to have your hand in everything. And I mean, for Vesk, I finally put my hand in that, man. Like I finally got a board, like Mattson, he has a board tune that I rode, and I'm like, all right, I can see how I could get better times with this. I could see where this is going now. And so I'm even got it's already going. It's already rolling down the avalanche is already rolling down the mountain. Okay. It's happening.
Yeah.
Well, you're utilizing that stuff and just the customizing to guarantee your spot at Race for the Rail, like to get those times, to get fast, to get there, and then you'll ride stock.
Yeah.
Right.
I think, again,
I
think to your point, Jeff, if you're riding stock, you're going to have to work really hard all year to keep up. First major race of the season, that was in San Diego a couple weeks ago, Wheel Fun weekend. Bodie was riding
Bodie
WTFs.
went first.
Yeah, with WTFs.
Yeah.
It's not stock.
I thought that was perfect promotion. It comes in. I was surprised Austin, they didn't give a set to Austin, or Austin wasn't riding them at that. Was he riding W's?
I can't. I would be surprised. I do think he wants to be on the stock because that's what he's going to have to ride. Now he could have changed that since the last time we spoke with him, but that was his thought, was train on what I gotta compete with.
Yeah. Were you there, Jeff?
For sure. I did not go to Will Fun Stuff, but I see Neil riding the W's too. So just to, kind of continue what we were talking about a minute ago, all the Float Life people, dude, they're going to be rocking W's, I bet.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So, man, people that want to get into that top 16, want to go race for the rail, you're probably going to have to be all over the place. And I've always thought that's what you should be like anyway, is like you should be able to rip any board, board, tail rails, 357, stock, anything. You need to be able to rip. Because like around I first got into the game, a couple of people were like having the same board 3 different times. And like, hey, man, we got to practice with this setup. Like, this is the setup. And I always thought like, dude, you can't be married. But
yeah, I agree with you on you can't be married to a board. I'll just put that one in there since I'm sitting next to my lovely wife here. Married to a board. I do think you got to be versatile. Like I own a growler because I like to just ride the different style. It's a complete different ride. I like all the little mods that I keep doing to my GT that like I have a brand new GT Sure Start we're going to install from Float Life. The one I had previously, something happened with one of the cables, and they were kind enough to just send us out a new one that we'll be able to install. We've got bash bumpers that we're putting on, which are super awesome. Like we were talking about these the last time we spoke. You were testing out some bumpers because you were breaking them as you're hitting the ground. Are you still riding the stock one-wheel bumpers, or have you upgraded to something else?
Man, currently I'm still doing the stock, but I would love to get some of those Land Surf bumpers for sure.
Yeah. I mean, somebody's going to ask me in a review we'll do, and then, why don't you hit it with a hammer? Because I don't want to buy another set, right? Like I don't want to, it's not what we're going to do with them. We're going to put them on and ride them and hit all the things in at dirt surfers, which I think every weekend, Jeff, you have been at some mountain training a lot with the dirt surfers crew, right? Nick and Rachel, see you doing that for your birthday. You were down there, correct?
Yes, sir. Dirt surfers all the way. Dirt surfers, dirt surfers, dirt surfers. That's actually the craziest.
Dirt surfers.
Yeah, that's actually the craziest, I feel like, race throughout the whole season. There's a lot of like head-on-head, like what is it called? The bike races, like the Wheel Fun stuff. Pump track. That's what pump track. Whereas like dirt surfers is like a 20 miles of freaking single track awesomeness. So I just say dirt surfers, my favorite race of the year, hands down.
And it can contain so many people. Like it's a huge venue in a sense. You got 467 acres, and the trails are most of the way downhill. The uphill truck for you on a one wheel is not too bad on the paved roads. It's just very conducive to get one wheels out there and ride and mob. That we love those trails. We have been down there a handful of times since we rode there. The first time ever in December, and we'd make the 10-hour truck to go ride in there. It's awesome. We've rode it where the leaves are everywhere, and it's kind of sketchy because you can't see all of those hidden little rocks and roots. And then we've rode it where it's wet, and it's still really nice and grippy. And so it'll be fun to ride it during dirt surfers where the leaves are out, and it's a totally different looking terrain for sure. It's wild. I see dirt surfers in the chat. That's pretty cool to see them in today. Nick or Rachel, whoever, hello to you.
Jeff, someone wants to know if you're going to be at Let It Ride too.
Heck yeah, I'm going to Let It Ride too. Would not miss it. I'm going to every race, straight up. Starting 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away, we're going to Lemonade Float Fest. All right. Then a month from right now is Let It Ride.
That's Vegas.
So, let's go. Yeah, real quick to answer your question a minute ago, because I kind of went off on the dirt surfers thing there. I'm trying to ride every weekend somewhere cool, right? Like this weekend, we were actually going to go to Arkansas, but the weather probably is not going to permit it, So we're going to go to Austin, I believe, because in 2 weeks there's a really cool race there. So just going to get some more time out there on the old trails. But I think it's important to travel for myself because I'm taking it so seriously, and DFW is just not the place for the gnarliest trails. So I have to go to the gnarliest trails
You gotta
so I
get
can
there.
compete with the Austins and the Nils and the Bodies and all those awesome TFL guys. And, there's other people that aren't on TFL that rip too. So, man, it's going to be a fun season.
Okay, as we get the pro riders on here, we're asking them all the same questions. So this isn't You're the third pro racer we're asking this question to. So the question is,
Nice.
what or who is, in your opinion, the top 3 competitors you're gonna have to compete against? Now, we're not looking for you to pick a fight. This is all friendly. This isn't like trying to create drama, but you gotta be thinking in your head, okay, I gotta be somewhere in the vicinity with these 3 people to compete. We asked Allie this question, and then we asked Kyle last week, and it was just fun to hear their answers. And so we're going to give you a shot at it. Who's the top 3 you think you're competing against besides yourself? Because Allie, she goes, well, me.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a good answer, but we're not letting you have it.
Top 3. Wow. I have like 6 or 7 that are just like at the front of my brain right now. To condense those
I know it's
down
hard to get
the
down to 3.
Yeah, but you have to. How many are going to race for the rail in the men this year? Is it 10?
I think it's still 16, in all.
Okay.
I thought.
You might be
wrong.
right. I don't know.
Oh, sheesh.
Ooh, I like this.
Him
Look,
earlier. You should have asked him earlier.
What?
Given him
No,
some
he
time.
knows. Here's what it is. It's the same thing that Kyle and Allie
It's
were
just
doing.
hard to say.
You don't want to put it out. You're like, this is on YouTube. They could be
You know what?
watching.
I'm gonna say. You know what? I'm gonna say Kyle. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Neil, Austin, and no. Yeah, Kyle. Kyle, Neil, and Austin. I'm gonna say those 3.
Nice.
Okay.
Now here
You said it.
Here are the honorable mentions for those 3.
Honorable mentions. Let's hear
Okay.
it.
Honorable mentions. All right, we have Bodie, because Bodie is literally him and Kyle the best one-wheeler. If he wanted to turn it up at any time, he could turn it up. Then we have Floaty. Floaty missed out on last race for the rail, and he's fast as he's literally one of the fastest guys in the world.
Yeah.
And then 3, we have One Wheel Parts alumni, One Wheel Parts team member, Luke Austin,
Yeah.
He's
who
so
is a
fast.
guy that flies through the air. And
he
if he laces a cold run flying through the air, I mean he's got us. So that's the list,
All
I
right.
think. Now
Okay,
Yeah.
all the other guys on there, shout out to all y'all. Everyone's fast, of course, but that's the dirty 6.
Yeah, see, I like putting in that tension because we've all got a list. Like, it's hard for me this year because I'm watching everybody even closer than last year to pick who who I think will win. But I know who I'm rooting for. But it's interesting that right now between you and Kyle, you both have got a different top 3. So it's interesting to
Who did
hear.
Kyle say?
I can't. No,
Who did
I
Kyle
can't.
say?
No, I can't.
You
I'm
gotta
not
go
a
back and
drama
watch.
starter.
You gotta go back and watch.
Yeah, go. I'm not a drama starter, but it's gonna be fun.
But he did say different names.
He did say different names.
Then what Jeff just said?
Yeah. So that's what makes it fun. Is somebody is a dark horse. Somebody's not counting for somebody, and so
Yeah.
that's what's gonna.
Well,
make
shout
it.
out to Kyle for saying my name. I appreciate that, Kyle Hansen, for obviously saying my name was one of the names he is.
Yeah, but what if he
looking out
didn't?
for, so.
What if he didn't?
He's just saying because if it's different
I'm
names,
just being
he's got it.
sarcastic.
He's being the drama. He's
I'm
saying
sure I'm sure Kyle actually didn't say my name because we're too good a homies. So he just
Yeah,
he
but
was like,
I also
Very
think
good
when you're
thing.
put on the spot, you can't think of everybody, right? Like it was like
That's
you. You're just
true.
like, and
Yeah.
I'm not. Again, not looking to start any drama. I do want to answer a question Lily asked in the chat. Why less ladies? Because there's not enough ladies competing.
That's what Dirt Surfer
Oh,
said.
there you go. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
It isn't a men versus women thing. It is literally there's just not enough females competing. So if you signed up for Pro, Lil, you might. She said no.
No.
She said not a chance.
shook her head disgustedly.
Lily's pro all day. I've seen the tapes. She can't
No.
lie. She can't deny it.
She'd get it. She'd mob for sure. Okay, do you think, back to you, and what's the number one upgrade someone should do to their one wheel? They get a stock one wheel. What's the first thing, in your opinion, they should do?
Ignite foam grip tape, first off.
He always says
Without
that.
question.
He
I love
always
that.
says
That's so
Without
good.
questions. What
The
you're going to
best
do
part
is
is-
literally get online and onewheelparts.com,
Ignite
hex
foam
grip,
grip tape.
boom, Damn.
The
Okay.
best part is it's not only because you work with one wheel parts, but like you genuinely
do.
love it.
I
love it.
really do.
Like you're
Literally,
obsessed.
have you seen February 14th post on Instagram, Valentine's Day? Go back and look at it.
Yes.
I marinated my foam grip tape. It was nice.
You're so funny.
This guy.
Hey, this
But,
is totally out there. Jeff, when's your birthday? Aren't you guys the same weekend?
It's in February.
2585.
225. That's
Same
you.
birthday.
That was my birthday.
Is.
Scott, what's up, dude?
What's up?
Birth-
I meant to
brothers.
ask that because we knew you were going to ride in Arkansas on your birthday,
birthday.
and that was your birthday weekend that he was coming, and so
Yeah.
I was like, I bet they're on the same day.
Yes. Hey, so again, you mentioned a lot on dirt surfers, and we love dirt surfers here as well. Nick and Rachel, phenomenal humans. We've said that so many times. But some people are asking, okay, how do I get a one wheel there? We've done this as well, and Nick is trying to keep up with that conversation. But if you're
Nick, you're
flying
doing
in, mail it ground through FedEx. We have shipped our boards across the United States so many times through FedEx. That's why it's important to say, now this might be too late for a lot of you, save your shipping box that One Wheel has sent you. You just put it back in there, change the label, and off it goes, and then you pick it up at the FedEx location closest to down there. Nick is trying to say that as well and give me some other ideas. Don't let shipping your One Wheel hold you up from going to one of the most premier places to race. It's not just because of the trails or where it's at. It's Nick and Rachel put together an amazing event. And as they take us through the trails and a few other riders through there, they're always scoping out, well, what should we do here? What should we make here? And all this kind of stuff. So they're constantly thinking about how to progress this race. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. It's I believe the dates are May 19th through the 21st. And so it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so for those watching, get signed up for it. You won't be disappointed. Jeff will be there, who you will want to meet. My family will be there. We'll be filming. We'll be racing. We'll do our shenanigans all down there as well. It's going to be so much fun. That might be the first time Jeff, you and I meet in human
Probably
form.
so.
Face.
Unless I get to Vegas. I thought about taking my two older boys out to Vegas. I'm torn on how to get all my kids everywhere to race this season because none of them, except for Windman in the fall, is close to Minnesota.
How far is Oak City?
Where?
That's just outside of Vegas, right?
No, North.
Oh.
That's like Oak
Oh, North
City,
Carolina.
Short-
Sorry, that's Carolinas.
Oh,
that
that would-
is, I think I looked, it was 14 hours.
Oh wow.
So that's okay. I mean, for us to Dirt Surfers area, which is Eureka Springs for everybody, we keep calling it Dirt Surfers. That is about a 10.5 hour drive, and all of our children puke when we get on those windy roads coming from the north. I don't know how you guys coming from Texas come in, but coming from the north into that, they are some of the windiest roads my kids have been on, and they all just puke, literally
Oh,
puke.
It's bad. It's bad.
And so, like,
I'm
Nick
sorry.
wanted last time we were
Legend.
done, he sees
Let's do
Legend's trying to say he will say he's not the puker.
He's not a puker.
But we have out of 8, I think we get 6 of them puking. That's a lot of puking in a car. And
that
so
might be a little bit
we-
of an overshot.
Holly would like to change that number.
It might be less kids, but they puke probably.
Oh yeah, Icon puked
I mean,
8 times
it-
last time in a row.
It was awful. It was
Sorry.
awful.
I mean, it's funny, but you feel bad for it. And every time I'm like, hey, is it worth it? This is how you know it's worth riding there, where a 12-year-old girl says puking 8 times is worth it if she gets to ride the dirt surfer
right.
trails.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that statement.
And so we were down there last time, and Nick was like, oh, I want to take you to our favorite spot to ride. It was only a half hour from there. And I was like all stoked about it in Minnesota. Then we got in the car, and everybody
Well-
started puking. And then I was like, Nick, we're just going to stay put. Once we get there and kids
We just
recover
gotta
from the
camp
nauseous,
out.
we're staying because the kids don't want to drive a half hour, and some of them get nauseous and then feel
Not be able to ride.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
bummer we missed out on that. Okay, I got another question for you. An invite in June. I know this is so far for you, but we do a thing here on our property on the trails that we've built, and we have some more features we're going to build. We do a race called Last One Wheeler Standing. And it's for anybody that wants to race. I have a feeling I might not allow you to race it, Jeff, because you would destroy everybody. But we let all the Groms race. And you can go and watch the footage from last year, how we edit it down and stuff. And it's not just straightforward racing. It's a lot of fun style of one-wheel races that you have to do. But we'd love to invite little Jeff to come up and compete in last one-wheeler standing. I don't know.
That cool, Jeff?
You down for that, man? He nods.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say yes, sir. Oh, well, instead of yes, sir, we're just doing this now. It's skater stuff. Skater.
Yeah. I get it. So if you can make it up here, we'll get the dates. It's going to be the first 2 weeks in June. Will be sometime where we film. Some of that will just be conditions getting dried out as we have 3 feet of snow sitting outside still.
Woo!
So
More to come.
But if you can put that on your race schedule, we have a prize purse of $1,000 for the Groms, which is a huge prize purse. You know what I mean?
You want to win $1,000?
I'm keeping it.
I'm keeping it, he says. Yeah. Legend won it last year, was presented a $1,000 check, and then he went and had saved up some more money, and he got a Pint X to graduate from a Pint. We don't create classes. It is literally get time trial stuff done. It's a lot of fun. And so we wanted to make an invite for you. We can't invite everybody. We can't hold that amount of people. We thought, man, to get little Jeff out here racing around with our kids and stuff would be awesome. And have you, Jeff, out here riding around with us, you'll have a blast. And so you're officially invited.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. A couple more questions, then we're going to land the plane today, Jeff, for you. The squishy, right? That's the new... Describe that to people. We've done our best just based on what you've said online, but people are asking, what is the squishy? Is it replacing the foam grip tape? Does it go on and then the foam grip tape on top of that? So you got what? Just break it down for us real quick.
For sure. So we wanted to design something just new and completely different from anything out there, right? And so Brad somehow got in contact. You know what, Brad goes to all these different big talks, like manufacturing talks, right? And so he's at some foam place, and they're talking about the new. It's not foam, but it's maybe not maybe a replacement. I don't know. Either way, he gets in contact with the people that 3D designed the soles for Adidas, and we worked for them with 6 months, dude. This has been going on for a long time, actually. And so we got the first prototype. I rode that last month. It had a love hump in it. It was pretty good. However, when I got it and I decided we decided to call it squishy, I said, let's make this thing a smidge squishier. Okay. And so 2 weeks ago, I got the new and improved prototype that I have told Brad, this is the one. Let's mass produce this thing. And so it is a gel. It's called gel foam resin, maybe. It's not. It don't have foam in it. I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank now because I have notes normally, but because Mattson's the guy that's always the smart guy, I just have to be there. But so yeah, the squishy is now we have the flat version of it, and that's what I've been rocking for two weeks. I would say it's like an 8mm foam grip tape. Okay. The squishy part of it is squishier than foam. That's why we've been rocking actually the 2mm foam on top, so you get a little more feel of the actual squishy versus the foam. And so dude, if you put your finger on it without even putting if you put your finger on the edge without even putting a whole lot of force, I mean, your finger just sinks into it, dude. It is game changing. Literally, I'm not going back to the foam grip once we start carrying this.
Yeah.
Then check it out. We're actually going to have the hex version as well to this. So we're going to have literal hex portions of this squishy. You know what I mean? So it's going to be I feel like that's going to be the prime grip squishy thing that we have. But we're still going to be doing the foam. The foam's a classic. Of course, there's going to be different tiers of the budget. So you just work yourself up to the squishy because the squishy is the Don Dada. But the squishy is supposed to basically make your regular footpad a premium footpad. That's kind of what we're going for. Yeah.
I mean, watching it and what you've shown on Instagram and stuff, I've yet to get foam grip tape. I would jump to that immediately because it's wait, that's phenomenal. like to me, one of the best back foot pads I've ever rode on was for the XR, and it was what Craft and Ride made. It was when they did the gel foot pad, and it was like, wow, that, because the whole thing was squishy. And I haven't seen something for the GT that I'm like, oh man, that is legit. Some for me is cosmetics. Like the right now the trend is all wide, right? Like
The wide foot pads.
yeah, the wide foot pads. What did we just saw the review from the guy that made the tech rail stuff? He's got those super wide ones, right? And they're sweet.
The Halos.
Yes, the
Yes.
Halos. They're really, really wide, and I'm like, I can't do it.
Check it out. No, but check this out. So like when you're thinking about the Halos, you almost got to think about it differently, because what the Halos actually do, instead of it being just a wide foot pad, it makes your one wheel a snowboard.
Yeah, that's yes, that's what I saw in some of the reviews, and I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I
So
think
it's a different form factor. I'm sorry. There I am being rude, cutting you off. I apologize.
I
But
don't
yeah,
think
no, it's a
there's
different form
rudeness. There's no rudeness on this style of a podcast, because it's like you can't tell, because sometimes there's a delay and stuff. So you do not apologize. Continue with your thought.
No, but yeah, I'm just saying that it's a whole new look, because when I got on it first, my first thought was like, man, these are kind of too big for me. You know, I don't like this. But when I started riding it, and Mattson's like, bro, it's like a snowboard, and I started maneuvering my body different and like carving way better and way differently than what I do on my board, I'm like, oh, okay, this actually just opens up the door for another style of riding.
Yeah.
So it's really sick. I think the ones on the Pint, if I was riding a Pint, I would definitely be rocking the Halos, because you know, it just makes your Pint a normal board at that point, you know?
Right.
Because it's those, dude, I'm short, and the Pint's foot pads are too little for me. So yeah, if you're on a Pint, Halo is just the for sure good way to go.
Yeah, that's a fair statement on the Pint and stuff. And again, I think all these third parties making this new accessories and stuff, it makes me want to have more than one board, because I love the Control Freak. I've been riding that a bunch for the back foot pad. It gets me locked in. But there are sometimes it's like, I don't want that on right now. It's too excessive. I'm not riding a trail that requires that. But, and I know this is it sounds like I'm being lazy. It's like, I don't want to take the time to change that out. But if I had another board sitting there, I'd hop on that and go without it, or putting on a different foot pad. So it does make you want to own more than one wheel and have it tweaked out a couple of different ways. Same with the rails. Like having the 357s in another option would be awesome. But at the end of the day, it's all expensive when you start doing that, right?
Yeah.
And so,
and on that note, what's cool is I have some really unique rails. Like no one has 13-degree tail rails for the GT, right? And so I almost sold them, because I was like, this is cool. They're one of a kind. I'm probably not going to be riding them anymore. But then I'm like, dude, during race season on some of those pump tracks, those tail rails might be the ticket. So, yeah, I know exactly what you mean as far as different setups, different rails, because you may need to pull something else out that you currently don't ride all the time, you know?
right.
So, for sure.
Yeah, I think on those pump tracks and all those different rides, the more these guys with the vests and those controllers, they're just showing you it's possible. I still am not a fan of the controllers for myself, because you typically got something else in my hand. Now I got two hands, nothing's free. But the rideability is awesome to see what these guys are doing. And I say guys because I haven't seen any ladies doing it yet. I'd like to see some ladies pushing the vest board. At least I'm not aware of any of them. They've not come across my feed or whatnot. But it's sweet to see what they're doing on those vests.
The vest board is the future with the remote, for sure. I've used the remote now, and at first I was thinking that, because there's people that have techniques with their feet and placements and stuff, and they're like, okay, well, I don't really need the remote. I can do stuff with my feet because I'm more in tune with that. I don't want to have to hold something in my hand. Man, I've used the remote, and it is definitely game-changing, dude. It's very simple, because as you're coming to your little hill, it's just a push back on the remote, and then it's just the opposite way to level back out. You don't have to really think. There's not a huge, like, getting used to learning curve there. And the way that you can go up hills with full force versus, hey, am I going to nose dive right here? I mean, it just gives you that extra comfort just to hit it full speed like you would be on the stock or something, without the tail drag on the other side. So it's the future.
It is. I do agree with that. I think it's going to open up the sport. I think whenever One Wheel drops another One Wheel, they will take into account what they're watching the Vestboard do. It'll be interesting to see what transpires with that, see how things go on the other side of the CPSC stuff. It would be interesting to see what they release. Like, they're still holding on the custom settings for us, for our GTs, which would be nice to have as well, especially with the new boards or the new rails. Could you imagine being able to tweak the settings on your GT to counteract some of those things? It'd be so cool.
Dude, the GT has so much power that they're not giving us. Like, dude, that thing has so much power. Because, like, you get on a Vestboard with a stock XR battery, this thing could pull a car. Okay. Now the GT, which I feel like could be the same thing as if you put in there and took the governors off or did whatever you got in there to keep it as safe as you wanted to keep it, man, that thing would just go way faster, way more powerful. So the GT, the one Future Motion next board needs to be way more powerful.
Yeah, again, these are just my thoughts sitting here. I don't know if there'll be a little gun shy in doing that with all of these things happening. And anytime, somebody's hurt and nobody knows the story, you just go, oh, they're riding a One Wheel. It sounds like the One Wheel is dangerous. And typically somebody's not wearing the right gear, or they've just pushed the board past its limits. And I don't want to see anyone hurt. That anytime I see that, my gosh, first thing I'm saying to them is I'm praying for them. And there's maybe some of the people in the community's heard about Austin, not Austin Silva, a different Austin who out in Utah recently took a spill and is in the hospital. I don't know any details to it. I saw your name on the feed as well. I just texted in there praying, send it to Holly and Lily so they could, because it's like, no, I don't want to see anybody hurt like that. But you can go to Float Life. Their story today has a link to where if you want to support in his recovery with finances and stuff, you can give there. Just go to Float Life on Instagram. Go to their story. There's a link through all of that. They just gave a bunch of merch and stuff with for a giveaway or a raffle or something for the help for him. So never want to see that. It's sad. And so I think those are the
Wear your
stories
helmet.
Yeah. And again, we don't know anything. We have no idea the story with Austin. But yeah, wear your helmet, wear your I think some of those falls you're taking, Jeff, in the videos we're seeing, you have wrist guards on and a helmet, and a lot of times knee pads. I think those falls are way different if you're not wearing those things.
Yeah, no, I've every time I'm riding trails, I get fully geared up because, I mean, if you're flying and you hit a tree, it could be lights out, game over, so. Now this is where we're going to start scaring people about dirt surfers. But even if you don't hit a tree and you don't catch that, oh, that's a switchback, and you keep going straight, you're going for a ride that you didn't sign up for. And so we gear up. We used to be not anti. We just didn't.
You were anti.
care.
You just didn't.
We didn't put helmets on, and it took us a while to get there. And we were like, now we don't ride without it. It's funny how it is. It's because like
probably somewhat when our children started riding.
Yeah. What's that, Jeff?
You gotta be the example when the kids start riding. But yeah, like as a skater, we never wore helmets.
Yeah,
And so when I started riding the One Wheel, like I didn't ride the helmet. I mean, I didn't wear the helmet at first, and the community is a lot different than the skateboard community about that. So I learned that very quickly.
Yeah,
but it's good because it's all about the helmet, safety first. I love safety, really, I do.
Yeah, I and both you and I, we have kids, so there's a little bit of like I'd like to still be standing upright. Yes,
son, I love you.
Yo, there we go. We're having a moment. You're out of Screen Buddy Guy moment. Well, Jeff, we've taken a little bit more time then, but you didn't have to pick up little Jeff today from school. We caught that.
Spring break.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, nice. Can't wait to see you. He's pumping the air. Yeah, we can't wait to see you put the pint hub back on your freshly redone GT. What was the problem with the GT? What'd you do to it?
So I've had two that just recently went out. That was the first of the two. That was a gold barrel that I don't know what I'm doing to these things. Every time it happens, or the first time it happened, it was a gradual, like it just kind of burned up gradually. But the last time, I mean, smoke came from my board and everything. And all I did was kind of go up to I think it was like a big stick, and I just kind of like bonked over it. And all of a sudden, I mean, it sounded weird. The smoke came up. I thought it was inside the hub. I thought like my hall sensor burnt up.
Wow.
But it was one of the gold barrels that just totally melted inside. And so I just got one of those back. One went back yesterday. So I'm gonna have 2 freshies. I'm excited.
Yeah, sweet.
2
I
fresh
saw
mo-
on Instagram you could even see the little sticker on the stock tire.
Mm.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. That's awesome. I love that they're fixing them for you, getting them back, and hopefully it wasn't too long of a walk for you through the trails when those boards went down.
So that one, no, it wasn't. That one was next door, and then the most recent one was next door, and the one that I sent back, that was like Frankenstein forever. Like, dude, the motor was chilling for a while. I was using the battery and the controller with another one. I mean, you know how it gets when you got boards. I had 4 boards, and they would go out different times.
Yes.
Frankenstein it.
Yeah, yep. That's why we keep some people always ask, why are you hanging on to a pint that some parts are bad? Why don't you? I'm like, because the other parts are good, and we'll use those when the other parts go. It's just part of it.
Exactly.
Did you? I don't know if you saw it, and we haven't released the video from where we went down to Arkansas and we were riding through, and there's this cave that you could ride down. It was 90-degree angle. Did Nick ever take you to that spot?
He probably has. Was it in Passion Play or was it somewhere else?
It's down at it's at Passion Play, and you come down. I think it's the Epic. Do you know the trail that it comes down? Is it Lord's Prayer? Crown of Thorns. If you ride Crown of Thorns all the way down, you come out where there's a big, there's creek, and then there's like this water treatment. Just across that creek, you have to walk across the creek, and you have to walk to it. There's a cave that's a 90-degree turn when you drop down it. It's super gnarly. If you did it.
Nick, are you in the?
Yeah,
Nick,
he's
are
still
you in
here.
the chat? Why have you not? I'm upset.
Yeah, he says with Dom. He told us Dom, but he didn't because I was there and
God
I
had
challenged
put the challenge out to you.
I gotta edit it out. I
Yeah,
gotta
you may
edit
not
it
have-
because I challenged you to do it. It's gnarly, man.
I'm doing it.
I filmed the mess out of it. I do think. Now, this is I won't suggest what I can't put it on an air. Somebody would be upset if I said what to do. We'll do it though. If you can't do it before Dirt Surfers, you and I need to go down there, and I will put cameras and I'll bring lights because I think if you did it at nighttime, we could put like blue lights behind you so the cave's lit up as you drop in.
Oh.
That sounds magic as heck.
It should be sweet.
Let's
Like
do
Nick's saying that you've seen it last year.
that you saw it last year when Dom did it, he's saying. I think is what he's saying.
Oh, you know what? I think I taught Dom about. I taught Dom. I'm just kidding. People that know Dom, don't tell Dom I said that.
That's right.
I'm telling lies.
Okay, well, I put a challenge out there. I'll make sure I tag you when we put it out on YouTube. But I film it, and you'll get a good look at it. And then Dirt Surfers, let's film it. It should be awesome.
Nighttime is the right time, Eli says.
Yeah,
we are gonna do that, Dirt Surfer.
we will bring down the proper lights to light it at night so it looks sweet. I could see it being like, what I keep picturing in mind is when I look at old skateboarding magazines and somebody's coming down something at night and it's just lit up correctly. You're like, that's the money shot. If we nail it, it'll be a money shot. But you're going to have to wear like full face helmet. You might want to wear tough as chain stuff because it's going to be, if you can't make the turn.
I couldn't even walk down it.
If you don't make the turn, you eat rock with your face.
I like rock. It's cool.
Let's go.
Yeah, okay. So it will be awesome to film that. That's our challenge to you. Thank you so much for making time, both Jeffs, to hang with us. Sorry about the technical problems to everyone at home.
No worries.
Just the way it goes around here. I don't even know how we're going to end it because typically we have like buttons we get to click. I don't. Is there a way to end it over there, Epic?
Epic's back there.
Can you see finish? Yeah. Okay, we're good to go. Because if not, Jeff, it was going to be really awkward. I'd say goodbye, and then I'd have to walk over to the other side of the room and hit end. Not cool.
It's all good.
Have a wonderful evening, both Jeffs, and hopefully you can make it up here. We'll shoot you the dates for last one when they're standing 2. Jackpot of $1,000. It's going to be a lot of fun. Little Jeff, you'll have to go watch the video to see what kind of stuff we did in the trails here. And we have some new features that are going to be pretty rad around here. We're bringing in big boulders. After racing last year down in dirt servers, we're bringing in, as the thaw comes, big old boulders to sink into the dirt. This is going to be sweet.
Let's get it.
That's right. Okay, Jeff,
Nice.
have a great evening, okay?
Thank you as well. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Bye, Jeff.
And everybody at home, thank you so much for hanging with us. We'll see you next week. Subscribe to the channel. And I think that's about it. It's been a great day. Holly's still over here. Lily left a little bit ago. That's just way we rolled today as we figured it out. All shot on an iPhone today just because that's what we had available. It's wild. The microphone's real, though. You could hear us in the mic. Just so everybody's like, what?
And
so,
you still got your sunglasses.
yes. We started out without them just because in the nature of the day. But thank you, everybody. We'll see you on the next one because this one is finished. Go ahead and hit that little button there, Epic. Thanks again.